Completely. You think Daniel Day-Lewis is intense? That's adorable. Bale is what happens when method acting becomes a clinical diagnosis. The guy lost 63 pounds, gained it back, lost it again, learned to fly a plane, forgot how to smile. I'm pretty sure he's medically incapable of doing a rom-com at this point. His agent probably has a clause in every contract that says Christian will not be required to look happy or healthy. And yet somehow we're supposed to rank his performances. Like that's a thing humans can do objectively. Spoiler alert, it's not. This is going to make people angry. I've already made myself angry just thinking about what I'm leaving off this list. But you know what? Good. Let's fight about it. I've watched every single major performance. I've taken notes. I've made charts. I've paced around my apartment muttering to myself like a lunatic. I need help. But I think I've figured out the definitive ranking. And if you disagree, comment section is right there. Use it. I'm expecting essays. Let's start at number 10. And yes, I'm putting harsh times here. Nobody talks about this movie, like ever. It came out the same year as The Prestige, so it got completely buried, which is a crime because Jim Luther Davis, that's unhinged. That's a guy spiraling in real time, and you can't tell where the PTSD ends and the personality disorder begins. He's a Gulf War veteran who can't hold it together for 5 consecutive minutes, and Bale plays him like a live wire. It's raw, it's ugly, it's the kind of performance that makes you uncomfortable. And if you haven't seen it, there's your weekend homework. You're welcome. Number 9 is Public Enemies. Now, hold on. I can already hear you screaming, he's barely in it. Yeah, exactly. That's the point. He shows up for maybe 20 minutes total as Melvin Purvis, and somehow makes you believe this guy is the only person alive who could take down Johnny Depp. It's all in the posture, the clipped delivery, the way he carries himself like a loaded gun. He's a coiled spring in a suit. Less is more, and Bale knows it. Some actors would try to chew scenery in a limited role. Bale just shows up, does the work, and leaves. Devastating efficiency. Moving to number 8, we've got Out of the Furnace, Russell Baze, a guy who works at a steel mill, takes care of his dying father, and just wants to not get screwed over by life. That's it. No gimmicks, no weight loss, no weird accent, just a man breaking under pressure, and you feel every second of it. He's trying to be good in a world that punishes goodness, and Bale plays it so quietly that you almost miss how brilliant it is. It's the kind of performance that doesn't get Oscar nominations because it's too real, too small, too blue collar, but it's devastating. And Woody Harrelson is terrifying in this, but Bale holds the center like an anchor. Number 7 is Hostiles, Captain Joseph Blocker. Okay, real talk. This movie is slow, like molasses slow. Like, did my stream freeze? Slow. But Bale's performance? It's all subtext. He's a soldier who's done terrible things, escorting a dying Cheyenne chief across hostile territory, and you can see the war happening inside him. Every choice, every bit of dialogue. His face barely moves, but the pain is radiating off him in waves. It's restrained to the point of suffocation. Some people can't sit through this movie. I get it. The pacing is glacial. But if you can meet it where it is, the performance is surgical. It's a masterclass in showing internal conflict without ever saying it out loud. Now we're hitting number 6, and it's time for Ford versus Ferrari. Ken Miles, the British driver with the wrench and the ego and the absolute refusal to play politics. Bale makes you love this guy instantly. The chemistry with Matt Damon is electric. They're like a divorced couple who still finish each other's sentences. But it's the racing scenes where Bale disappears into the machine. You believe he could drive that car at 200 miles per hour and also fix it in a garage while insulting you in 3 different accents. It's charming. It's tragic. And the ending? Don't even get me started. It's proof that Bale doesn't always have to torture himself to be great. Sometimes he just has to be a dad who loves going fast. Okay, top 5. We're in the big leagues now. Number 5 is Vice. Dick Cheney. The weight gain, the makeup, the hunched shoulders, the dead eyes. The guy turned himself into a sentient bowling ball with a heart condition and a taste for war crimes. But beyond the physical transformation, which is insane by the way, there's the voice work. That quiet, almost bored delivery that makes everything sound reasonable even when he's authorizing torture. We do what we need to do. It's comedy and horror at the same time, like if Dr. Strangelove was a biopic. And yeah, the movie is messy. Adam McKay gets a little too cute with the fourth wall breaks. But Bale? Flawless. He disappears so completely that you forget it's the guy who played Batman. Number 4. Deep Breath. Empire of the Sun. Jim Graham. He was a child, not a teenager, a literal child. And Steven Spielberg handed him a movie about war, trauma, and survival. And Bale just did it. The scene where he salutes the Japanese pilots, the moment he can't remember his mother's face, It's one of the most emotionally devastating child performances ever captured on film. This is where it started. This is proof that the intensity wasn't learned over time. It was always there, hardwired into him. Most child actors are performing. Bale was living it. And you can see the seeds of everything he'd become in that performance. The commitment, the fearlessness, the absolute lack of vanity. He was born for this. Top 3. This is where it gets dangerous. At number 3, I'm putting The Machinist, Trevor Resnick. You've seen the photos. You know the ones I'm talking about. The skeletal frame, the hollow eyes, the ribs you could play like a xylophone. He ate an apple a day and smoked cigarettes and apparently forgot that human beings need food to survive. It's horrifying. It's medically irresponsible. His trainer literally begged him not to do it, and it is absolutely unforgettable. The movie itself is a mindfuck, a psychological thriller that twists in on itself, but Bale's commitment is what makes it linger in your brain long after it's over. He doesn't just look like guilt, he is guilt, manifested in bones and skin, walking insomnia. And then, like a psychopath, he gained all the weight back in 6 months to play Batman. 6 months. That's not human. That's not supposed to be possible. But he did it anyway. Number 2, American Psycho. Patrick Bateman. Yes, I know. You thought this was number 1, didn't you? And look, I understand. I get it. It's iconic. The business card scene is seared into the cultural consciousness forever. The font, the raised lettering, the pale nimbus of the cardstock, I have to return some videotapes, is a meme that will outlive us all. The morning routine monologue, the dance sequence with the axe, the sweat, the rage, the fragility hiding under the muscles. It's satirical brilliance. Bale is playing a man who isn't a man. He's a void in an Armani suit, a walking facade. There is no real Patrick Bateman, just layers of performance covering nothing. And Bale gets that. He's not playing a serial killer. He's playing the absence of a person, the ultimate unreliable narrator. And it's perfect. It launched his career as a leading man. It proved he could carry a movie. But it's not number 1. Because there's something bigger, something that changed the entire film industry. Number 1, the one that changed everything. The Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, Batman. And I can already hear the pushback. That's 3 movies. He's wearing a mask half the time. The voice is ridiculous. That's not even acting. Listen to me. Christian Bale didn't just play Batman. He didn't just put on a cape and collect a paycheck. He built the foundation of the modern superhero movie. He created the template. Before him, comic book adaptations were either campy nonsense or trying way too hard to be dark and edgy and missing the entire point. Joel Schumacher put nipples on the batsuit. We don't talk about that enough. But Bale found the balance. He understood the assignment on a molecular level. He understood that Bruce Wayne was the performance, not Batman. The playboy is the mask. The billionaire philanthropist is the lie. Batman is who he actually is. The mission is the truth. And Bale played that duality like a violin. Watch him in those scenes with Michael Caine. The vulnerability, the pain, the weight of knowing he can never have a normal life. And then watch him suit up. It's a transformation, not a costume change, a transformation. And yes, the voice is polarizing. I know, we all know, it's been memed to death. But it works, because when you're trying to terrify criminals in a city that's seen everything, you don't sound like you're ordering a latte. You sound like gravel in a blender mixed with a nightmare. It's a bold choice, a weird choice, a memeable choice, but it's a choice that commits fully to the bit, and that's very Bale. And more than that, more than the voice, more than the physicality, Bale anchored an entire trilogy. 3 movies, 3 directors' visions. He was the constant, the foundation. He let the villains shine. He gave Heath Ledger the space to create the Joker of a generation. He let Tom Hardy breathe behind a mask as Bane. He let Christopher Nolan build a Gotham that felt real and broken and worth saving. He was the straight man in a world going insane. Solid, grounded, human. That's the secret. He made Batman human, vulnerable, fallible. He made a man in a rubber suit feel emotionally real. And that is harder than any weight loss, any accent work, any business card freakout. Without Bale's Bruce Wayne, we don't get the MCU the way it exists. We don't get serious superhero cinema. He proved that you could take comic books seriously, that they could be art, that they could tackle themes of justice and fear and sacrifice without talking down to the audience. The Dark Knight trilogy is number 1 because it's not just his best performance, it's the most important work he's ever done. Not just for him, for the entire industry. It's the performance that proved a comic book character could carry a decade of cultural weight, that superheroes could be more than popcorn entertainment, that they could be cinema. So there it is. That's the ranking. Batman is number 1, Patrick Bateman is number 2. And if you think I'm wrong, I want to hear about it. Seriously, Drop your ranking in the comments right now. Tell me why I'm an idiot for putting Vice over Ford versus Ferrari. Defend Terminator Salvation if you're brave enough. Tell me you cried during Newsies. I'll be reading every single comment. Let's argue.